Well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of. Yes, you get me in English finally after a while. Yeah, if you're wondering, yesterday was D&D. That's why there was nothing. But before that, we were talking about, of course, the April Fool's prank stream, the traditional Spanish one that actually ended up, with me getting some, genuine sense of actual, pity and emotion out of it that probably went completely over most people's heads as a result of how I was doing it. But the bit dictated that I continue, so of course I couldn't express that normally. But rest assured, my my real thoughts on my real thoughts, my English thoughts on the the most popular gacha video of all time and Giovanni's channel direction in the first place will probably be expanded upon with Walking Wednesday. There will also be stuff because the quiz is going to happen before that, so I'll be combining the two of them together at some point. Probably the Giovanni stuff first because viewer retention, I suppose. Uh, so yeah. Also, another thing before we start, if you can't tell, I'm a little bit more mellow than before, a little bit more be a bit more calm and less energetic this time, just because I've had a headache for most of the day, possibly brought on by the fact that by the fact that I was vacuuming the stairs today, and dust is a thing, and allergies are also a thing, and I had both of those. Possibly because of that, it might have started a bit before, and it just didn't get to, and it didn't improve things by having the loud noises and also the dust in the first place. I don't know. Either way, I've had medicine for it. I will continue to have medicine for it. So, yeah, that's also what's going to happen. So yeah, aside to stream, can I drink waters? I have had water as well as medicine. I probably should have elaborated that I've done both of those things. So yeah, I decided to stream because for one thing, my watch hours are going down because I've been doing taking so many other breaks from stream as of recently. Gotta increase that a bit, but also on a on a more serious note, I did pick something today that I know people wanted me to go into, the Deceitful Potioneer. That was supposed to be today, but I realized looking at Deceitful Potioneer, just like the general concept and everything, the reason it was recommended for people, remember that remember that Camp Creek stream that, oh, not even Camp Creek, it was the stream that all the Camp people came into at the same time and were just all there for some reason. Yeah, they started mentioning the sequel Potioneer probably because it's another thing that they wanted to talk about on a sense of the higher production value, animation, voice acting, all of that stuff. And those kind of videos, there's they have a lot more detail to them to go into. So I'm actively searching for everything I possibly can in the moment because I know I'm going to miss a vast majority of it. I decided not to do that one today. I decided instead I was going to go back to something that I know is going to be a lot more surface level. Because if you remember, the other dives into the Hall of Cringe. A lot of it spoke for itself. There are some things that I like to reference back into the other back stuff that came out, and I will definitely be doing the. I'm back. Yeah, exactly. Too much info normally, but with this, I think we should be good to go. So yeah, we're gonna try this. We're gonna see what happens. We're going to ignore the lag spikes and say hello to Emma Prescott on Twitch, apparently. So hi. Ironically, just got into how I am. Not well, but well enough for this. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go into it. First off, starting with Meet the Man. All of these are going to be Meet these, the final three in the quadrilogy, which is the vast majority of them. or was it quintilogy? I think it was a quintilogy, actually. But yeah, either way, we've got Meet the Man, Meet the Bob, and Meet the Spider-Gwen, starting with Meet the Man. Oh yeah, without further ado, on with the review. Forgot my catchphrase. Maybe I'm not well enough for this. All right, so we have like, okay, so I said before that a good way to do like fight sequences, or I'm not, an efficient way to do fight sequences, very, very DBZ actually, to do it this way. You know, like do the same moves repeatedly, and also really quickly. If you see like in DBZ particularly, there's a lot of scenes where the same move is doing repeatedly, the same dodge repeatedly, for some time while the sound effects are going. I also did that myself in Fallen Angels. In my first fight sequence, obviously took a new direction for Mutant Girl this year, but that was how things started out. I think Baczamlp was trying the same thing with like looping between those two at the same time. It's just unfortunate because of the lack of editing and post-production. It ended up, being very obvious as a comparison. So yeah. As David said, Asda thing actually calling it, and it's calling it original instead. It was inspired by Pac. Interesting. So it's doubly unoriginal. Which is fine, but don't pretend it's something that it isn't. Like, I'm the first person to admit that I am a very derivative individual. But that's the thing. I admit that I am.
Hello everyone, my name is May, and you're watching All About Me. Now to begin my story, it all started where we were all outside.
Men, these are the facts as I understand them. 1.
Who are you talking to? Oh, are they behind the screen? I guess it said we were all outside, so I'm guessing they're behind the camera right now.
Your fashion sense has gone AWOL.
Oh, there we go. All right. I suppose this is something. Mm-hmm.
We were all wearing different stuff while I was wearing Raiden's hat.
That hat is not
Raiden's hat or Raider's hat? Hold on a second. Yeah, Raiders versus Raiden's.
Raiden's hat.
That hat is not
Windows, which I can say that I made it myself. Well, who else would have made it instead? Hey, here's a video in my exact style that someone else made. What? Which would be fun as an experiment, not gonna lie, but also a slippery slope. A lot of content creators have tried that and it hasn't gone well.
mercenary issue, son.
No! We were just trying to be fashionable, but my man gave us some skull masks for his style.
Oh, okay, we're going to in a bit of a mockumentary style. I thought like the okay, I know we did like the man narration at the beginning, but I thought that was just because man was introducing it the same way that a lot of gacha videos will start with like a narrator being like, this is my story, and I'll proceed to not narrate it ever again after this point. It used to be a huge thing, but I guess no, we're getting the different testimonials. Okay, interesting.
Much better.
When we all tried them on, we couldn't see anything.
We couldn't anything. Okay.
So we decided to throw them out to
Throw M out, not throw am out.
explode.
Oh, I just realized something. I forgot one detail about the Hall of Cringe that I probably should have accounted for with a headache. And that's that when the images flip far too quickly, they end up hurting my eyes. This is going to be a fun stream. It hasn't been so bad yet, but it could, yeah, I'm not going to, I probably just jinxed it.
Gentlemen. Ha-ha! Here. Brilliant. Help me cap this point.
And like that, I'm now confused with what's going on. We've gone from fashion to fighting in the street. And these two, who apparently exist.
I love the smell of killing in the morning.
Oh yeah. If people this is the first time watching these, whenever there's a line difference in the memes, this will be what happens. Okay. 3 more videos. 2 more videos. This is number 1 after all.
And then when he found out it was a fake helmet, he got so angry, and we failed.
Okay, what constitutes a fake helmet? A helmet that like doesn't serve its purpose, like it's just made out of soft material or something?
These are the facts as I understand them. 1. Each and every one of you has failed.
This is a different scene, by the way, not this, but this we've gone to the same format.
2.
My
head.
muscles.
Dismissed.
There should be in the fourth one.
What?
The fourth what? Oh, the files, okay. If there's nothing that... Wait, hold on. Okay, so he's looking towards, like, the way away from the cabinet, but standing in front of the fourth files. You should be facing the fourth files, interacting with them, if that is what's going on. Also, yeah, this is probably also audio from TF2. Yes, that's... I'm guessing as much. It has the same issue of, like, you know, if you don't know, like, where the meme is from, or, like, how it's trying to be adapted, it's hard to tell. But also, I'm trying to, like, even without, like, the context, I have to try to see, like, how does it work externally. It's kind of like, again, like for all the FNAF series we've covered, you know, the ones that we've enjoyed the most on this channel have been the ones that work for casual audiences as well as, you know, as well as diehard fans, which I guess is also, you know, that's I mean, of course, from my perspective, that's obviously like applies to me, but I feel like that also for all of you, that seems to be what you respond to the best anyway. But yeah. It sounds like, are you ready? Yeah, probably a little bit actually.
Ah! It's perfect.
Is this when they first start like, using the robot girls? Because I thought that was a thing from like the Carol episode, the one that's still public, but I guess not.
Do you call that a hack?
Muscles.
Yes.
This is Fabby's thing.
Wait. Vampy as in wait, okay. So once again, if people want to see the rest of the videos of the Hall of Cringe, the one character that doesn't appear beyond the Hall of Cringe is Vampy Bit Me, as in like actual cosplayer and YouTuber Vampy Bit Me. You know, real person, which may be why these are the Hall of Cringe. That's why the cutoff is where it is. I don't remember Vampy Bit Me being in the Carol episode. Maybe Carol was like meant as a replacement for Vampy Bit Me. Well, I guess we'll talk about that once we get to, you know, the last video, if that's true or not. But maybe that's why there's the cutoff day. Because I always wonder when people private certain old videos and leave other ones as public. I always wonder what constitutes the older videos being too cringe to stay up versus the ones that came after. And it can be a case of, okay, well, I want to cleanse my channel and start over again, and it turns out that the cringe culling happened before the earliest public video as like a way to start again. Or sometimes it's a branding thing. Like, for example, famously Dream had a bunch of other, like, you know, older videos that predate 2019, but decided to remove those and rebrand it completely, which obviously paid off immensely. No one's going to pretend that they haven't. But yeah, like in this case, yeah, it might just be because we did theorize before that the reason the Vampy Bit Me never came back as a character in anything like, you know, like Street Life, for example, was because that specific level of cringe from portraying an actual human being was too much. I'm guessing. But yeah, this is probably a mannequin as Vampy as a cosplayer. Yeah, so I would imagine so, but you think? I mean, I guess maybe like there's nothing like on the mannequin specifically, like you know, being worked on. Maybe it's one of those rather than like having a mannequin displaying the costume. But yeah, fair enough.
Play your pinko chess game with the devil,
Bob,
Tommy.
anything you have is dead, dude, compared to this thing.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Oh, okay, the wig specifically. I was about to say, like, where is this scene going? Why bring the mannequin up in the first place? But I guess there we go. Ah. Yes, we're all aware of this. Obviously, whenever you put a mannequin wig on from Vampy Bit Me, you end up seeing visions. Yes, yes, of course. I also have questions.
Ship is magic. Yay!
And then he had a heart attack, but he survived. But when I saw him, me and Bob made a fatal mistake to our friend.
I was turned into a newt. I got better.
Men, these are the facts as I understand them. 1.
I
am
am
the
the prettiest anime
unicorn.
girl.
2. My mane is lustrous and fragrant, and it catches the wind.
Oh, I was about to say why not just use a unicorn, but then I remembered actually that you know the show Unicorn Warriors that we covered briefly on Gacha Review that also made a lot of like headwaves back in the day. I remember that the creator of that specifically made a video saying that Unicorn Wars was only possible because of Gacha Club allowing for unicorn horns, because beforehand, she was like just like deciding like, okay, I want to do this show about unicorns, but I have to like, edit the horns onto the characters like every single scene. That'd be way too much. And then Gacha Club made that easier. Which I will say is a refreshing idea, because I remember when Gacha Club came out and removed a lot of the and like when people talk about specifically like the hair physics, and that being like a huge thing that animators were complaining about, because that was like their thing made easier. It's like, oh, the thing that like made our videos impressive back in the day is now very easy to do, and it's about as effective as our videos, but that's another subject. So it was great to see somebody be like, oh yeah, so positive about Gacha Club when it first came out. People love Gacha Club now, especially compared to when Gacha Life 2 came out. But as I said before, the reaction to Gacha Life 2 when it came out is remarkably similar to how Gacha Club was received. It's just in the case of Gacha Club, it didn't stay that way because it was a complete game.
Perfectly. Dismiss.
Like Unicorn Warriors 2. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's that's partly why I think one of you recommended it as a thing to cover, like after the Pops up was to wrap out, I think. Maybe not. They pretend to be a person for April Fools. Yeah. People just love to hate. Welcome to the internet. Yeah. Welcome to the internet. What you said is true. People saw Gacha Club as they did Gacha Life 2. I don't know if they're starting to sneak in and steal the wig now. Like I'm lost now that I went off the tangent. I'm lost as what's going on in the video now. Wait, did man turn into a mannequin after putting the hair on from one? All right. Feels like a Twilight Zone episode plot, actually. And I know there was a Twilight episode about mannequins, but that was when they were already... Anyway.
I'm not going to just give it to you.
Wait, was it continuing to run, but running in place and then smacked his head while on the thing? Okay, I don't know. Really puts the man into mannequin. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, better mute that volume. I'm mostly ignoring, of course, the watermarks and like the capture thing at the top of the screen, because we've already talked about those. Okay, I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark here and say that the original TF2 meme was one of the TF2 characters approaching, and every time it cuts away, they are closer and sneaking up, but they also have like different hats on every time. If that is the case, then then Bob here having the same wigs constantly, or like the same position, the same sizing, is a mistake because he's not advancing towards them, completing the joke. If that is what's going on. And valid response. Oh, and okay, valid gigantism, I guess.
No one can fall around my world. And that's me.
No one can fool around on my world, on Earth in one condition.
Thank you for watching. And by the way, subscribe to our channel or I will break your bone.
Don't know what was with that last line there. It felt like he was trying to, do like the whisper shout, but then also speak normal at the same time. Like you were going back and forth between the two different speeches. I don't know, something like that. And yes, I've already commented on the whisper shouting from previous episodes, so I won't do that again. So yeah. There's at Earth in one, because this quote, the best user review, quote it right. How true. How true. All right, well, like I said, I was going to point out that all these things, like they speak for themselves, but also I don't know what to even say at this point. Headache or no headache, I feel like I would be just as confused at this point, thinking like, okay, what, why? I am hoping that when these videos came out, that they were found by the right people that like would enjoy this kind of thing, because I can imagine, as this was like, early days, I imagine Baczamlp probably shared this around with a bunch of friends who would have seen the TF2 originals in the first place. I told Jay about this like way back when, specifically when because like, as I said before doing Gacha review in the way that I do now, like with it being recorded, I used to, like Jay and Natasha would, call me on Discord and, share screens and have me comment over like their videos, which eventually led to Gacha review in the first place. But yeah, but one recurring thing that I mentioned to Jay specifically used to do this. He would reference people who were on the Gacha server, like the forum specifically, but then but then actually obviously publishing videos on YouTube and be like, okay, where's out the context of this? Like, yes, get out of here, Pop, you look like Section. Like, who is Section? Oh, Section, someone from the server. Like, oh, great, okay. And the thing is, of course, I imagine that on the Gacha Discord server, it's easy to ignore this kind of thing or to actively engage in it. I wasn't sure what the culture was beyond the affinity neutral thing I referenced in Mutant Girl. So, that's what was I gonna say? Yeah, that's one thing I point out. It's like, oh yeah, well, for YouTube, this is something that you don't want to do because, again, much like with different existing franchises or something, it's even worse like with fandom content. With fandom content, you can at least say, okay, if this is something that is made like for fans of this specific thing, it's not going to be for everyone. It's not going to be as enjoyable to everyone. But those people that I am specifically targeting, however, like however narrowed in that may be, there's a definite crossover between like FNAF and Gacha, to use the example I used earlier, for example. There was still something to go off there, regardless of that. But with like specific people who know us is gonna know, trying to find like random videos, yeah. And also, this is like around the time that Jay's channel was taking off. At one point, actually surpassing mine after a certain point, actually. Before, unfortunately, all the videos got taken down and everything, as things tend to be. But yeah, that's so it was doubly a bad idea, because like those new people finding this stuff were not going to be as intrigued by it. I know that at this point Baczamlp's channel was not super popular because of the third video in this being the 200 subscriber special. But even despite that, I'm sure it happened, because that's just the nature of posting things on the internet. Also, Bon, you feel like you've really shot yourself in the foot here by like mentioning your old content again, with people actually referencing it specifically. you know, how do you feel like I'm running out of words? Yeah. To run off this song, unfortunately, Bond, because you pointed this out now and you've written so much, you've got the whole world's eyes on you. So yeah, good luck with that. I will never get bored of reviewing people's old content in general anyway, because like I said, I love seeing how things build up into something. And I'm also, like for this video particularly, I'm still gonna watch the other ones because I'm still invested in like how we get from like, where the point of cringe differs. Because these videos don't feel they there's I guess the other possible theory is that these videos are all so meme heavy and existing audio heavy compared to the Carol episode that was basically, for better or worse with the random humor, was still the characters doing their own random humor. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what's happening. You're getting very sleepy. I am getting very sleepy, but that's unrelated to the situation at hand. So before I do in fact fall asleep, let's go ahead and watch the second video in this one. And this is one that you'll all definitely enjoy, and will probably distract people about this subject here. Meet the Bob. Featuring everyone's favorite, Brooklyn Bob. I thought that was the Mario sleeping sound effects for a second there. It's not.
Let's go,
Bob.
Maggot. That is an order.
Did he burp snore? Okay.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
God dang it.
Those ones were my favorites.
I'll stick that tear hair right up your butt.
I gotta do eventually at some point, do like a meet the something for like the TF2 videos. I'm sure that will be, a non-gut review at some point. Also, Bob, you are currently standing inside your the chest of drawers. Come forward a little bit so your feet are on the ground. Or your knees. Or your tush and hand now. It's getting worse.
Aye, that'll do.
Is that what remains of the Vampy Bit Me mannequin from last episode? It's just now been destroyed because he threw it across the room at man.
Dude, you already know that hat makes you look stupid. Says you.
2, 1. Get to the control points.
It's on!
Also, yes, Kyle is Kyle, but we talked about that last time, but yes, you're right. He just does, in fact, look like a Simpsons character a bit more now. Another Simpsons character is yellow, I mean the sense that his hair's the same color as his skin.
It's on!
Wait, hold on. So, okay. Thought Afro was... We've seen Afro as a character before. It's hard to tell because things are going so quickly.
What did I miss?
Oh, jeez. Okay, I know that there's like voice modifiers and there's whatever this is. All right then. Could you sound a bit less like Charlie Brown's teacher, please? Yeah, you're telling me my eyes are just giving up on the red and the purple there. And the fact is, normally you would think, okay, if somebody has trouble hearing, then, you then you have the text to help you out. If someone has trouble seeing, then you have, then you have the chance of, listening to the audio and getting a sense from there. If someone has issues with both, then you're kind of toast overall with audiovisual content. That's unfortunate, but that aside, if you only struggle with one of those things, you're actually like, even so, this episode does not help you if you have a character who you can't hear what they're saying normally, and a character and you can't even make out half of what you're saying. Like I can, because I'm used to it by this point, but for the average person, oh no. If maybe it's in the unreadable text. You know, that is true. I'd forgotten about that aspect, but yes, that's fair. Gag like got myself a closet and the outfits that all look the same. Honestly, yes. Thinking of like Shaggy from, Zombie Island specifically, but yes. Except for that one time he tried like a, high fashion in the last episode, but hey.
You may have a hat problem.
I mean, why is that a problem? Other than the fact that you can't see the pink hair that he's not going to have beyond this point, but oh well.
I don't know what you were taught in training, but I learned of honor.
And honor involves punching somebody who gives you mild criticism. Of course. Naturally, yes.
Haircuts. Your style of fighting is neither of those. Until you
I mean, just because she sounds like A11 this episode doesn't mean you should treat her like she is.
can control your
Had.
alcohol, you are going to remain sober.
I'm glad that Baczamlp clarified like which word was the different one this time. When now we have another issue being that the speech bubbles are cropped out. Cropped out. Come on.
What a good that
Jim.
Excuse me.
Training.
did you? You might like this. What do you think, eh? You can have this.
Oh, surprisingly, it's Bob was on handing money this time. I know that Kyle became the rich one later on.
When you pry it from my cold, dead hands. And even then, good luck, because I will have glued it to my cold, dead hands.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Audacity, more like audio disparity.
That is a pile of nonsense.
Come on, then.
Sums up this video. I'm kidding.
Oh. Rock, paper,
Rock, paper, backwards hand. I know cannot be vanished before, but I'm going to point it out.
scissors.
Ha!
Rock,
You know, rock, paper, scissors is something that actually is fairly easy to do in gacha, now, at least nowadays. But I never see it. Interesting.
wins.
Oh, that's nice.
Chat, I think I'm going to get scary Canadian noises tonight.
Well, back to the front.
Quit your belly aching. No.
Again, I respect the idea of having multiple reactions or having like facial expressions that change over time, to convey a bit more later animation. My eyes, though. Hmm. A bit funny, they're gluing it to the cold, dead hands, but yeah.
Did I stutter?
I don't know, what did you say? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's interesting. So, because I think Man's name eventually became Jordan, right? Unless I've got like the names wrong. Honestly, maybe Jordan was referring to this character the whole time in Street Life, and I just thought that Man was called Jordan because that's a name that got mentioned once, and I thought that Man was just a nickname. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's go ahead and let's do it instead. Yeah, but then it's just there's just the taken audio. That's not going to help at all for this review.
You low-down scoundrel.
I think it's meant to be scoundrel, right? The scoundrum is a word.
Dang it.
I gotta keep my eyes open. Oh, you need all the help.
Oh, good. A concussion.
if I understand correctly, part of the fun of the like old like TF2 like like meme videos was the fact that they had like these lines that you could splice together in this particular way, and that's why they sound like they are very choppy sometimes, because they come from different parts of the videos and the lines that they had in the games, that kind of thing. I think that seems to be the idea behind it. There is one meme video that's still public, by the way, called Bob is Dead, based on Heavy is Dead. That one is, for your viewing pleasure, I suppose, right after the cow video, I think. And that's the impression that I get from there. This is like splicing them together as different, like, funny things. Of course, before AI made that whole idea completely redundant, that was the idea. I just think at this point, Young Back just recorded himself through Discovery Trade videos, like, and we did something old videos. Maybe that was Jack's. I'm pretty sure M did that as well. Yeah. Attack for recording. I might see as much in my impending review. That's right, because I imagine for music videos that must have been like way more difficult to pull off. Actually, no. It might have been easier depending on how many frames were used. If it's this kind of like rapid scrolling, it would be way harder with music. If it's the style of music videos from like way back when, where it was just like like you had like like basically like one frame per stanza pretty much. It would have been fairly easy, just not that just not that exciting. I think that's how like gacha singing battles started. I remember going back to view like the first ever gacha singing battle. I don't know. Which, by the way, Giovanni has a gacha singing battle, or a couple of them, which is going to be interesting because like all of Giovanni's like music references are in English, despite the text being in Spanish. I don't know. That channel is still intriguing for a number of reasons. This is my very last screenshot animation before tweeting. Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. After I was gonna say maybe after the Seafood Potion here, just to see like that huge contrast. If how younger me did music videos. Please, you're spoiling me all at once. All of you. You get pushed into the. Did you no clip out of reality? You're in the back rooms now? What was going on? Oh, no, don't want to get that scene yet. Except, yes, we do.
Stand on the point, numbnuts! Good, save the...
God dang it.
Help me cap this point!
Okay, that line we've already heard. Again, sampled audio from TF2. That's what happens.
Peace.
Oh, hey, Judas with glasses. I wonder. No, I'm kidding.
Save yourself!
It's Melinda, aka Joker. Fair enough. New interpretation of the character I've not seen before.
Denied! Hooah! Mission accomplished! Stay
Mission accomplished, whatever it was.
frosty.
Hey!
Did Bob just not Bon? Did Bob just fire the gun and then angle it downwards while it was being fired? That They've already been reviewed. There's nothing new to review for me. Yes. Wait. Actually, I do. I was about to say we haven't reviewed any of your music videos, but I think I did actually at one point because you made a music video for Wings. With which I got excited about because I thought you were going to do like your own cover of it, and the rest of it was just my audio. Yeah, so I reviewed like a couple of yours, but not like the other ones from other songs. Same move repeatedly, like I said. Yeah, just yeah. You know what? Another comparison I can make to this. This is how Flipperama can actually can work sometimes. if people don't know what Flip-O-Rama is, it's a technique that made famous by the Captain Underpants series, where you rest your fingers on like one page with your thumb on the other one, and you flip between two different images to sort of like make a repeated animation. Again, similar, move and dodge repeatedly type of situation, but with a little bit more humor behind it, and incredibly graphic violence, as they call it in each of those. Every incredibly graphic violence chapter in Flip-O-Rama. So yeah, that's so this feels like the mobile equivalent of Flip-O-Rama without the freedom to control the speed of the flipping, which is part of it.
Stay frosty.
And without enough time to, the idea of Flip-O-Rama is that the two frames like make the animation together, so no matter how fast you go, it was still supposed to work. If you don't linger on the page for too long this time, you can't see what's going on, which is the main issue with like how fast these frames actually go, is because like they don't fully calibrate, or they don't fully come to a stop. Because it's not like other like animation where it's like it's phased from like the starting point is like where it is already. These things have to get into position every single time.
Nah!
Which I guess is similar to like how like actual film would have worked, but again they refine that by how quickly they scroll through these different things, and not having to actually like show too many of the borders, except they do appear sometimes in really, really old animations and films. I see like a shaking of the head, which I'm really glad was not portrayed here. Oh, you what? Okay, well, there we go. That's what I. So I guess you're right. There really is nothing else in that case.
That's good, Scrumpy.
Scrumpy, I'm guessing being like a type of food or something. So yeah, probably should add a prop there. But anyway.
This guy.
You've launched the rocket!
I guess there was a rocket there.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh god, she's back. Okay.
I will not tolerate failure on my team. Go!
What? No!
Wait, hold on. What is that? Wait a second. Go back.
No!
Okay. So it says what the heck's your problem, but it says what the beck's in there. Except that wasn't actually censored by Baczamlp, which is possibly because Baxam couldn't even read this. Like even the person who wrote it wasn't able to make out from this like color scheme. Just as using presets as background characters. Yeah. I got bullied out of doing that after one video.
Eyes forward.
God dang it.
Did his legs just stretch? Did he become... Wait a second. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, go back here. Yeah, I guess he became Mike TV for a second. My goodness. Also, this is a good showcase to why you should remove the shadows on Gacha for things of this nature. They can help sometimes, but more often than not, it's best to just get rid of them. Oh, I guess the kite can serve as a parachute. Even though, again, they can see the effect on the ground, but they're not on the ground. And the rocket's been laterally inverted, apparently. All right, then. And then he died. Yep. Wait, but the rocket... Oh, so it just gently descends itself back to the ground after it's been slashed with a sword. Okay. Yeah, farewell adieu to, you know, farewell adieu to my brain at the moment. Oh, and it falls down, but not from the base. As does he. And then it also grows.
Now that was close.
I feel like every bone in my body's broke.
I think that was, I feel like every bone in my body is broke, not a feline in my body. I guess the original TF2 video was not subtitled.
Shoot that bomb!
Shoot the bomb, it's on the ground, I guess.
Son of a cussing word!
And there it is. There's the explosion again. If it weren't for the difference in aspect ratio, that would have been a smooth transition.
And that's what you get for touching that.
You are all dishonorably discharged.
Oh, I need a hat.
Okay. We use such technical and speech bubble colors. I mean, I get the I get the idea behind it is to, you know, distinguish, like, you know, the main characters from non-main characters. Even, like, you know, TV subtitles still today, you know, they'll assign subtitle colors to specific recurring characters to make it easier. Although that is, of course, the clue to make it easier to distinguish between them. Because if you can't do that with how they're going about they're going about doing Vampy Bitmeat's dialogue, yeah, nope. Oh, bro, this guy stinks is correct. In the case of Vampy Bitmeat's caption. And Bob's good. And speaking of aspect ratio issues, that was not a thing last episode. Guess there was a new method that was being tried out and failed. Okay. A few days earlier. All right. Okay. So I have long said that the cars in Gacha are usually shown as being too small, which is true. Because, you know, road sizes like this kind of don't help things. The actual size of, like, the default scale is partly also to blame for this fact, and that's why a lot of Gacha characters will disappear inside of essentially what would be a clown car in the real world. So I'm guessing this was, like, meant to, okay, we want to have a character that's, like, this big, let's resize the car accordingly. Except that would have made the character smaller here as well, because this car compared to this road, also being on the pavement right now compared to the actual road, none of that helped, but I see where it came from. And Tiny Shadow as well. Then again, we know Baczamlp doesn't have exactly the best, record when it comes to cars.
I'll be back, Baczamlp. You haven't seen the last of me. When I return, I'll have something of my own. You'll... Deja vu, I just been in this place before.
See what I mean? Yep, there we go. Glad I kept that around. Okay, guess there were no sound effects in TF2 that sounded like that. Okay, fair enough. It's kind of interesting because, like, the last gacha video that I released is one where I was so pressed for time that I gave up and did my own Foley for a lot of the things. Like, again, the fight sequence just had me hitting myself and making the sound loud enough. Also, okay, so we've got this issue of a giant car, but also a giant person that compensates. So it cancels out the benefits, the potential benefits of having a large car on the screen. Okay. The Transformers are to take over the world. Yeah, imagine if the Transformers, instead of being giants, were actually this size the whole time. And all they could do is become toy vehicles. Like the actual toy Transformers that were made. Like that was the show. That would be hilarious, actually. You know what? I'm bagging that for a future live action parody. I don't have enough Transformers to pull that off, actually, but oh. Okay, I don't know if something was supposed to happen there because the person who I guess was laughing was off screen with their head. Like, I'm not sure about that ending. I don't know. I think I was probably the most lost in this episode compared to all of the others, I would say. This one did not benefit from its format, I guess. And unfortunately, because Bob is such a random character in general, in a random series, this was amped up significantly for this video to the point where it was like as incomprehensible as, again, Vampy Bit Me's dialogue. Question mark out of 10 for sure, because you know, I don't tend to grade these, but this I think, yeah. This I think makes sense. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I've got nothing else there. Unfortunately, you know, Bob would not get his moment here in the video about him specifically, but, you know, he more than makes up for it later. So there's at least that consolation for him. Okay. Now we have the final video from the Hall of Cringe. Meet the Spider-Gwen, which was Baczamlp's 200 subscribers special. So what I said before about like the audience reach about the channel before, that's what I'm guessing we were working with here. But hey, it worked out to a certain degree, which is, you know, of course, we love to see that. And this was the culmination of that. So, you know, all the good stuff that those 200 folks have come to know and love, combined with something that would then, you know, continue on to like new heights. Because this also might be the first Marvel character specifically to enter like this canon. I think the other ones, again, they've all just been like, you know, the Gacha Rabbids, as though it's rebranded. But no, this time we actually get someone from Marvel specifically. So yeah. Okay. I can see a light. Do you see the light? But yeah. Okay. So I guess we'll see. This definitely is probably going to be the most transitional video of the bunch, aside from maybe also the, again, public Carol the Robot video. I suppose they probably work in tandem with each other. So with that, let's go ahead and see. And if the distinction is the fact that Vampy may never made it past this one, I'm guessing that might be why. But either way, without further ado, on with the review. Oh wait, no, forgot to switch over. Switch over first, then review. Memory of John Huber, aka Luke Harper, who I looked up, by the way, apparently was a wrestler. That's all I know. I pressed play, by the way. There's still, yeah. All right, Spider-Gwen, Spider being lowercase, Gwen being uppercase. Okay.
Another day of safe.
Oh, okay. Turning the volume down immediately. Whoopsie daisy.
Even a day. Now I better make sure that no other villains dare to threaten me.
I'm guessing by other means you've just been in battle at some point. Yeah.
Finally, Spider-Gwen is mine.
I don't know if this is a Marvel villain or not. I have no idea. I don't know enough about Spider-Gwen to you know, weigh in much about this.
Boss would be really proud.
As an aside, the idea of like adding a Marvel character at this point to, you know, go into the Marvel fan era of Baczamlp while still keeping with like the styling of the original content and celebrate the people that got you there in the first place all at once is kind of a genius move. You know, putting this all together in some way that, you know, shows that, okay, thank you for this era that you've you know, been following and subscribing for. Now let's go into the new one. I actually really like that. Also, changing the font type is definitely a way better way to make characters unique, except for if you're a dyslexic audience member, because some fonts aren't dyslexic friendly, but you know, that's artistically you'll get you know, it makes more sense at least.
Phew, that was getting heavy.
Sorry
Oh,
to
hold a
pop in
second.
and out.
That voice sounds a lot like Baczam's Bob voice from later on. Like it's starting to get there, isn't it? You know, a tiny bit.
You are a coward and a scoundrel.
That's meant to be and a scoundrel, I guess.
You are dumb.
What
Oh, Spider-Gwen through the power of insults. Okay.
happened here?
What's that? We captured Spider-Gwen.
Sweet land of liberty. Outstanding.
Yeah, everyone's starting to sound a bit more like Bob now.
Many thanks.
Heartwarm.
I'm guessing that's why Baxton probably kept that voice for Street Life. And obviously also voiced, you know, himself and then outsourced for the rest of them.
Today is the good day. I have Spider-Gwen. I have intelligence.
That is the second most strained laughter I've ever heard in my entire life. The first, of course, being Jay's actual laugh, which sounds like a duck being strangled. But, you know, we've talked about that before. And yes, David back when he was just original. I guess Afro betrayed the rest of the team after being discharged from Man's commando unit, I guess.
Doc, come on.
Burn in heck.
This is more fitting as a Baczamlp censorship.
Didn't feel a thing.
If I have to crack some butt, I will.
I have never heard that phrase. I've heard kick some butt. Never crack some butt before.
What?
I won't beat your butt. I will beat it up!
Okay, you know what? That there was, you know, again, some classic Baxam timing. You know, give a moment of like actual silence as he says something like it. That I kind of imagine that, like, you know, where like Crocker saying fairy godparents and they're just freezing for a bit. If that ever happened, that's probably what that would look like, I think. But isn't butt already cracked? It could be cracked further.
I know. My web's Narbonne.
I can't move. Ah! I will kill any
Wait, so you had to confess to a thing that, you know, they could just look at in this lair?
man who tries to kill any man.
And this is where, you know, she pulls an AON and goes, I am no man. Or something like that.
Oh, please. Kill me.
No. Keep
I did specify man, so... sorry about that. Can't really help you there.
talking.
You know, my hands are tied. Well, I mean, your hands are tied. You see what I did there? But, you know, like, it's not going to happen.
Let's see.
Her hands are not tied, actually. She's just moving normally. She's just sitting down. She could get up at any moment, I guess.
Webs, you're purple as well.
Me can't move.
He can't move too. Ah!
Either.
Purple is stuck.
Be Max Jaegerman killing Ruth with a wedge. Yeah.
Dang it. Words cannot express how much I hate you.
It looks
Oh my goodness. I told this story recently, but because I was mentioning like how I also used to whisper shout like when I first like my first ever public video was one where like specifically like in the point like Mario 63 where like Kamek shatters the barrier of the shine sprites and they scatter everywhere, and I just go in that one like, no, I hate you guys so much. Nothing but destroy this hate. Like that's basically what I do. Yeah, not my finest performance. Although I will say, actually, it's interesting because like going back to this videos, like I was still like doing like a voice for the Toads and for Bowser and for Kamek. I had like other things. I was reading them in different like characters. So on some levels I've evolved, and other ones I've stayed the same. Not gonna lie, kind of interesting. And also, I will say this: I said my first public video because there are some videos on the channel that were unlisted and then became privated because YouTube at some point updated that any videos before 2017 would be automatically made to be private if it was unlisted. That's something they were doing there. I don't know why. But I did review them. I did review them with one of my IRL friends way back in the day. So I'm not a hypocrite. I have exposed my own old content as much as I have those of other people.
like we've been busy.
Well, kills someone who can break the fourth wall and probably knows your every move. I'm not entirely sure. Because I know they try certain things sometimes. And I think they sometimes make the distinction of like breaking the fourth wall does not mean that you're clairvoyant unless you specifically travel for like comic panels to see what happens in the future. But most of the time, the fourth wall breakers don't do that for obvious reasons. So yeah.
I will take off your stupid mask.
Or the fourth wall breakers will break the fourth wall, then go back into the story under like new perils or something. Insert famous She-Hulk scene here.
What?
I shall finally figure out who you really are.
This is also probably like I get this first time that David Original is coming across like superheroes and having to battle them. In Street Life, it seems like he just like because of his advancements, he gets their attention. Unless he had a specific beef with Iron Man before that I'm not aware of. But yeah, most of his targets would become the Baczamlp crew in general, and the superheroes that get in the way.
No, please don't.
You shouldn't even wear a stupid mask. Time to see who you really are.
No, please don't. Please stop.
Oh, now we get other stock audio. Okay. I mean, we lasted almost 3 minutes there. The presence of that bold cut. Maybe. Oh wait, no, we can see her mouth now. Maybe not. Side note, great way to actually, use like the gacha props to your advantage here and actually like elevate them. That's resourceful.
What? I shot you.
But you didn't shoot your deputy.
Ah, crap. Let me give you some advice. Do not die.
All right.
I should be sure to bear that in.
Good.
Should have done that. Ow.
Well,
remember, kids, if you get shot, don't die.
let's move some.
Oh, you could have done like the character tint. Oh wait, no, Gacha Life. No, can't do that. Can't do character tint yet. Wrong app. I was about to say you could do like a if this was Gacha Club, you do like a Gacha tint, a character tint, and then I have to like topple over. But oh well.
Are you okay?
Also, kind of a similar thing to what happens in Street Life. There is it's a different superhero that's in danger this time. And Cal wasn't a conceived character at this point, but yeah, similar idea of like, okay, Baczamlp had to shoot someone in order to save one of the superheroes that came to, originally came to save him. That's not what happened here, but still.
Yeah, I'm okay. How'd you know where I was?
around to Earth is like Oracle powers. Yeah. It's not the fall that kills you, it's the landing, as they say.
Just like you
Oh, and also, okay, I guess she's just gonna unmask now compared to the risk that just happened before.
knew where I was. I heard what was happening. What was that?
I do like that. There's like the equivalent of a noise complaint. This feels very Saitama coded, to be honest. Hey, can you guys keep it down over there? I'm trying to sleep over here. I've had a long day at work, and I just need like my 40 winks, please. Oh, okay. No, you're going to continue fighting. All right. Guess I'm doing this. There you go.
Yes, Spider-Gwen is mine. Boss will be really proud.
I'm going to declare this and shout it in the streets for no reason.
Oh crap, not Spider-Gwen. I got
It's so weird to hear Baczamlp sound like Bob. I know they're voiced by the same person, but it's so
to
surreal.
go save Gwen just like she saved me.
Hey, Baczamlp, can I have my voice back?
I didn't know Original had his own headquarters.
Oh, that's true, because they do go into this headquarters in the Carol episode that came after this. Directly after.
And that's why I found you, Original, and the guy with the bat, which I heard his name was No Record, something like that.
How'd you hear that? I mean, we saw it was on the screen, but how'd you hear that?
Wow. Well, thanks for saving me this time.
No problem, Gwen. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta head back home. See you later.
Wait.
Yeah?
Wait! I can't have you walk all the way across this screen. It will hurt everyone's eyes.
I saw what you got me for Christmas. I really loved it.
Yeah? What was it?
Oh, you liked my gift? Well, tell me what it was then. I want to see if you really opened it. Okay.
A black and pink Spider-Gwen suit.
That's what it was?
Wait, he didn't know? Oh, don't tell me pull like a, an Ulrich and Odd and Kurt Lyoko where like one of them got a present for someone else.
What?
Didn't
You
say what it was.
know?
No, of course I knew. It was a perfect gift to give to you.
I just wanted to test you to see if you actually opened it or you're just trying to play lip service to me. Even though you brought it up and could have not said anything because I was about to leave if you hadn't actually opened it to save face. Which, yeah, okay.
Well, I just wanted to say.
Okay. So I was just thinking to myself, like right now I was like, but when it gets to the end of these videos, I start thinking of like how I'm going to wrap it up and what I'm going to say at the end of them, usually. However, I was just thinking to myself, okay, well, this video didn't have Vampy Bit Me in it. So my original theory as to why the Hall of Cringe had a cutoff that was specifically after this episode, I was thinking to myself, okay, why would that be, the angle here? What if Vampy Bit Me is not going to show up even in the last couple of seconds? Maybe she could show up in the last couple of seconds. I don't know. It's possible. But provided that doesn't happen, assuming that doesn't happen, what would have been, the reason if the Cringe thing was not decided to make beforehand, this was not a rebrand. If it's option 3 and there's a specific point where someone thought someone was too cringy despite being, despite being of a similar age to some of the public gold content, why would there be the cutoff there if it weren't for that? If there's no Vampy Bit Me, if there's no like other things, and this feels more like the Carol episode, and it feels like it leads into that one, relatively okay. And I guess I just got my answer. Hello, fictional character, kissing the author's self-insert. I now understand. Let's say we're having just 2-person jets being friends. You know what? Actual Street Life does that really well. I'm guessing that's probably why. It's probably why. I don't know. I am somewhat impressed that so far. Well, wait, no, it actually makes sense. I'm about to say it makes sense in Street Life given the age disparity between the rap group and the Supergirls that not the Supergirls, that's a DC thing, but you know what I mean, like the superhero girls specifically, why none of them ever like blend like any sort of romance arc. You would think that it would happen between at least two of them at this point. I'm guessing that's probably why, because it wouldn't have because Baczamlp was remembering this moment and being like, you know what? Nah, let's not do that again. You have your street life rather than this. Yeah, I'm whether or not that's as a result of the cringe or just a result of Baczamlp's like evolved perception of the character of Spider-Gwen, like the real life character. Real life character as an oxymoron, but yeah, or not, I don't know. I guess Baczamlp, if you watch this episode, we are curious about that specifically.
Thank you.
And also, if that is the reason why this video was cut off, like that basically cut off for the whole of Cringe.
See you later.
Oh, that was that was very dangerous. Try to almost kick him in the head as you jump up. Okay, jeez.
I'm back.
Oh, are you not on the other side now? Are you not still betraying people? What?
Nice.
I know that I shot it before, but nice. To be fair, there is just something like coded into people that when somebody that gets a romantic win, just to be like nice, or to like give like a curt nod or something. I actually, this happened to me like like last year, I think, when I was on a plane, like going back and forth from oh wait, no, it was when I was going to Peru, actually. Yeah, it was the first flight that was like, I was the flight to Madrid that was going to then take me onto like the corresponding flight off to Peru. And I remember this because most of that time I was working on Mutant Girl episode, like this is like episode 3, like season 3 at that point. I said that, okay, now I've got this moment, I've got all these different files here. I'm going to use this time, when I'm traveling around, like I'm going to different places, and I did this like all the time in Peru. I want to make this video. I started this here, so I had my headphones on most of the time. At one point, I just like scrolled around. I saw I saw one of the guys who was next to me. I was on like the left aisle. Like this other guy with his friend, and the guy on the right was actually just like striking up a conversation with one of the flight attendants. And I couldn't hear because I wasn't eavesdropping. I had my headphones on. I couldn't hear what was being said, but it looked like they were hitting it off. They looked a little bit flirtatious potentially. And I was confirmed to be correct by the fact that once once she like came back off the plane, landed, and like she was like collecting things from the different people, like the rubbish for the last time, whatever. She actually just like handed him a piece of paper, and he showed it to his friend, and then and then it turns out it was her number. And I looked at that, and again, still headphones on. I just did like a like that. I did like a nod of a nice moment, because like I didn't know this guy. I never saw him again after that point. But there was just something in the human experience when you see that kind of thing as someone getting a win in that sense. Like, you know what? I appreciate that. I'm happy for you. Tell me, it wasn't to me. I don't know if the guy tested the number at all. That actually was probably a good question. I'm sure that I'm sure that he definitely tested the number as soon as it was possible to do so. I do not know the result of this because, again, I was off the plane by that point. Didn't see him again. So yeah, but yeah, I guess in that sense, even if they were on opposing sides after Afro's betrayal of the man and his former squadron, there's at least that element of like, you know what? Nice. I get it. I tested it myself. Okay, I saw number. I saw it, and then like I nodded for like a second, and then that was it. I didn't memorize the number. That was for him. That was for him. Okay. So yeah, this. So for. So honestly, like that kiss aside, I feel like my theory right now is if that weren't part of this episode, and like the whole nice thing, even like even what it led to, if that weren't part of this, it probably would still be public. That's my theory currently because it feels like this would have been the starting point. Even if it was a 200 subscriber special originally, been the starting point of like the whole of non-cringe because it doesn't feature, the meme text or the randomness of everything else. It still has like the scrolling and everything, but it doesn't have. Maybe that's also part of it. I think the Carol video didn't have nearly as much of that already at all. Actually, that might also be the reason. But even so, it was an original story with these characters. It has it has like only like one moment like I think was like probably like stock audio, so none of that other stuff. It had a bit more of a structure to it. It feels much more, like we could follow along with this. So yeah, I'm guessing that was it. The Carol video definitely feels apt considering that the second episode of Street Life was revolving around her specifically, like both parts of that. But yeah, I mean, also also I guess maybe maybe because like they Baczamlp wanted to have like a different dynamic. Well, even a different dynamic on the character because like Carol herself had a whole different story as well, which I do maintain. I think that the original version of her handled her better than Street Life in some aspects, but hey. So yeah, we got something unique and coherent by the end. I guess was potentially undercut, but yes, that's right. And you know what? That's a great way to wrap this up. I was worried about the 3 videos all weighing down on me and like potentially when I remember like the whole about the eye thing, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna be destroyed by this. But no, this is all fine now, and I'm pretty sure it's been approximately 4 hours now, which means I can take more medication soon. So you know what? It all worked out in this case, and I got my answers to how these characters have evolved to a certain degree. I guess it would continue to be like they could be revamped like behind the scenes basically and pivoting towards that aspect. Because the next thing I want to tackle with Baczamlp, I think, let's be like, in full order, and I do like, again, like the Meet the Bob and stuff like that. I want to do like all of the She-Hulk transformation videos in one video. And those are coming up fairly soon. I think the Bob is Dead video was like somewhere around this time. I might save that one for Ghosty as well, because I know that she loves Heavy is Dead. But yeah, the She-Hulk transformation ones, like they cover the longest time gap in between different like Baczamlp videos specifically. So I imagine that the evolution is going to be much more clear from there. But also, again, going to the Marvel side of things. Now we get this. For female characters, yeah, voice changes by themselves. Like I get like if you don't have the contacts to make that happen. I'm not going to say, oh, you have no friends because some of your friends don't want to take part in this kind of thing, which is also fair enough. I had 2 other VAs in mind for Morwenna before setting on Natasha, actually, for example. But both of them refused. But yeah. Also no, because Everly has rescheduled, so we're actually planning to tackle that on Sunday instead. So tomorrow is, if I'm doing better in the head, is going to be Deceitful Potionia, finally, after all this time of people recommending it to me. But yeah, that's that's the plan for now. But yeah, either way, I appreciate this. I appreciate the concern, but I'm gonna go ahead and relax now. Hope everyone enjoyed the whole of Cringe. And for those of you who are here right now, and the live chat, you're probably next. One of you is. The male characters like Jake. Yeah. So there's again, voice changes in the right hands, they can work, but like, there's up to a certain degree, like I don't know, it depends like which one you use, like how you use it. It's not ideal, which is also why I don't use it for D&D, despite having played a female character for longer than I ever thought I would at this point. But yeah, There you go. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got rid of stuff. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Well, Bon, I guess it's going to be you. Guess it's going to be you. Yep. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. But for now, of course, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. As I've done so already. Anyone else watching this, if you have some old content you want me to see at some point, leave it in the comments. You know what? Let's keep this going. Let's spare Bon, if possible. We'll see if anyone takes you up on it. If not, all I can say is, on that note, until next time, farewell.